Hello and welcome to the Jolly Outdoors. Today I've got a little bit of a different video for you today. I've had quite a few comments asking me what gear I used, what cameras, what software, things like that. So I thought I'd just put a video together just showing you what I used during my vlogs, and maybe it might help you when you come to videoing your vlogs as well. Okay, so first up, I used the GoPro quite often. I did use my phone. My Galaxy S6, which is here, I did use that, but more often than not, I was using the GoPro. I used my GoPro 90% of the time. It's such a great camera. I cannot tell you how happy I am about the GoPro. Saying that though, there are a few little niggly things you need to know before you get yourself a GoPro. You need a lot of attachments to do what you want it to do. Because the GoPro on its own, I mean, it's so many good features, but you can't really use it until you get the accessories. I managed to round it down to just a few, but it does vary depending on how you want to use it as to what accessories you need to use. First up then, I need to introduce you to this housing, which is what it comes with from GoPro. It comes with this housing. Now this housing is an excellent bit of housing, but there is a problem. The door. Now, because as soon as you put this in here, it's waterproof, it's awesome. You can throw this around, it's so rugged. I saw a video where an elephant was kicking it and it did not break. This thing is almost indestructible. That being said, sound is greatly diminished. As soon as you put a GoPro in its housing, no sound. Well, there is sound, but it's muffled, like you're talking through a sock. So they do give you a door which is this thing, no window. This is like an open door just to hold the GoPro in to try and let some sound in. But even though that's brilliant, thank you very much GoPro for that, it's only really good for the touchscreen on your GoPro. I may not have mentioned I have the Hero 4 Silver, which has the touchscreen on the back, as opposed to the black, which doesn't have a touchscreen. So this is great for the touchscreen, but the microphone is on the top, and the case still muffles the sound even with this door on. Maybe not so much, but it still does it. This one is it's like a metal skeleton housing. You slot your camera in, you just screw it up. Not too tight, just tight enough that it holds it in. And now I have access to all the ports, all the buttons, all easily accessible, as well as the mic on top is now open. You'll see here I've got a fuzzy little thing on there. It's called a dead cat. I stuck it on just because the mic is now so exposed. Wind noise is going to be an issue. It leads me on to my other thing. I have this thing, which is called a Rycote micro windjammer. They are basically little mini dead cats that you put over the mic. That's not me being horrible, by the way, they are called dead cats. You put little mini dead cats over the mic, they literally stick on. It's such a great thing. I actually got this tip from, I didn't know these existed until I was watching Casey Neistat, and he showed on there about these. You get quite a few in the pack, the little replacements, and they also stick on using these little stickers. It's a superb accessory because you could be filming for ages, you think you've got the best footage, you get it home, and then there's just a ton of wind noise and it's painful to listen to. So these are a saviour. If you don't get anything else from my video, if everything else you're like, don't need that, this you do need if you're going to have it outside at all. If you're going to have the mic open, you need these because the mic is just so exposed. Any wind going in there obliterates any sound. These are awesome. We're going to talk about power. It comes with a GoPro battery, but I realised very quickly I'm going to need a lot of batteries. A battery on here lasts, I think it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So that's not going to last a day. So I was looking online and I was not going to spend the money on actual GoPro batteries because they're quite expensive, and for the same amount of price I can get 3 batteries that last almost as long. There's literally minutes in it, and I will link to a video down below that shows these batteries, which is why I bought them. Up against the GoPro battery, there's literally minutes in it, and to get 3 of them for roughly the same price is a bonus. The batteries I'm talking about then are Smartree. Now, they're just the same. I mean, they're a little bit more blocky. It doesn't really matter. You're going to stick it in the camera, you're never going to see it again. But what was really cool about Smartree is it comes with a 3-way charger. Now, you get 3 batteries. Well, it depends which package you get. I got 2 packages of these. I got one which came with 2 batteries and a 3-way charger, and another one which I had 3 batteries and a 3-way charger. That way I had 6 batteries overall, including my GoPro battery, and I was able to charge them all up at the same time. That being said, I also did need to get a plug for it, because the one I got didn't actually come with a plug. So I got this, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Alola plug. The reason I got this isn't because it's green, it does look awesome, but it's because it had 2 USB slots underneath. So in one plug socket, I was able to charge all batteries with both things. So basically this is Smartree, and again I'll list the items down below for you to have a look at, and I'll also put the plug there just in case you need it. But yeah, any plug will do. Any plug with a USB port on it will do, really, because it had a USB lead that plugs into the charger there. You would have seen quite often selfie sticks. I did take one with me, but I didn't use it. I never used it. One of the reasons is Disney do not allow selfie sticks in their park. It's just banned. If they see you with it, they take it off you, and you have to go through security right at the beginning anyway. There may be a way around that, which I will show you in a minute, but for the whole part, selfie sticks, just don't even try. You will not get into Disney parks with it. But I did use something else, and it's this. This is a crocodile clip. I use this more than anything. This was the accessory I used 90% of the time. Once the GoPro was attached to it, I could use it as a handle. Look, I'll show you. Like that. So I could literally just walk around holding it like this. I found it so much easier because instead of just having a handle, I also had a way of clipping it to things if I wanted to mount it on things and that it would stay there. One of the best things about this is when I wasn't using the camera in the parks, I would just flatten the camera to the clip, and then I would just clip that to my belt. And then I always knew where my camera was, and without having to get my bag open and stick it in my bag and have to worry about it. It was always handy. If I ever needed to film something, it's just quickly get it out and I was away. This clip is just, I loved this clip. I just loved it too much. It was such a great accessory. I also, as a handle, I also had this yellow thing. I don't have it with me right now because I think my wife's put it away somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. I couldn't find it for this video. So, but this thing here is like a sealed plastic, it's like sealed air inside, and it'll float. If you was to let go of your camera at all in the water, it would just float to the surface and you're able to just retrieve it. It was a good thing to have. This was better than, I mean, because like the other thing for floating, I say it's better than, was this. This is like a floaty block. These little ones here, all these ones came in one big set, and it was a really handy set, but I didn't find I used everything in there. But it was a really handy set to have. But this, you're supposed to stick it to the back of the GoPro, which is a great idea because this floats really well. But because I had the Hero 4 Silver, I still wanted to see the screen. It's kind of like just, it covered up the reason why I got this particular model GoPro, and so I didn't really find myself using it. That's why this handle was such a great idea, really, because if I let go of the GoPro, it would just float. Zach, on the other hand, he bought himself quite a swanky little float. SP Gadgets have released these handles, which are really cool handles, and so this is what Zach used. It acts just like the yellow one, except that it has very waterproof seal. It's got like two rubber seals on the screw head, and we put our paper money and things like that in there. And he was able to just have that around water parks, even to the beach. He just had this. He was able to hold it like any other GoPro handle, and except we were able to store things in it. So if that's what you're after, then I would suggest one of these. SP also have this one as well, which looks pretty similar, a little bit smaller. This one's a little bit more weightier because it's not hollow. This is a selfie stick, but Zach got away with it most of the time by the fact that it doesn't look like a selfie stick. It's all hidden away. You can unlock it and extend it, and but when he locked it, he really locked it hard. He really squeezed it up hard so that when they got it and they could not pull it out, and they were like, okay, well, it's not a selfie stick. And that way he was able to get into the parks. But the silly person, he, on a ride in a Disney park, he sat down on the ride, and what did he do? He got it out, he had it open, and I was like, what? And then this guy came over straight away, and was like, sir, can I please have your selfie stick? And he had to give him the selfie stick, and he got it back off them at the end of the day, kind of like you would have at school. Yes, so it was confiscated for the day, and that was the one and only time that he had this taken off of him, because he extended it on a ride when he really shouldn't have done. Other than that, he was able to just walk in with this because people just assumed it was just a grip. See, like a handle like this, it's fine, but when you have it as a selfie stick, any selfie stick whatsoever, they've banned them in the Disney parks. So a bit of a heads up. So yeah, information for this one as well. Should you want to sneak a selfie stick into Disney, then this is in the description below as well. With the accessory pack I mentioned earlier, I did get a chest mount and a head mount, just in case you're not aware of what these look like. This is the chest mount, just goes on your chest here, and the head mount. Now, I personally never used them. I used the head mount once, I think. Chest mount, I never used it. Zach used his one. He used it on roller coasters, but I just didn't feel like using it. What I did use on a roller coaster though was this. This is actually a wrist mount. It's a Velcro, and you slide it on your wrist and you zip it up, wrist or ankle. What I love to doing about it though is I took the strap completely out, so I got rid of this padded bit, and I wrapped this round and laced in on my shoes. So this bit was laced that way on my shoe, like this, because I wanted to get some awesome footage on a roller coaster, and that's what I did. Should you want to see the footage for this, it's this video. It worked okay. I'm not going to say it was the best bit of footage. It worked great for pointing the camera back at ourselves. Not so much pointing it away from us, like across, but what I did is on that video that I just linked to, I swapped the footage out between Zach's chest mount and my foot. But it was such a great idea. I'm not going to take credit for this idea. I saw this idea on YouTube myself, and he did it on the Kraken like I did. I think the best ride to do it on is the Kraken because you're so free at the front. You can stick your foot right out and you can record yourself. Not many roller coasters give you that option, so I didn't do it on any other ride. But it's such a great idea. So I definitely recommend getting something like this. Lace it into your shoe really tight so it's not going to come off. And yeah, just stick your foot out and record back at you. It's such a great idea. This came with that set I mentioned earlier as well. I took 4 memory cards with me on holiday. They were 232s and 216 gigs. I mean, I didn't find that I went through all memory cards in one day, but it was handy to have the 4, because at the end of the day, if you've filled up your memory cards, I've now got to find a place to put them, all the footage. So what I did is I took my laptop with me, and a hard drive, external hard drive. And what I did then is I just, because my laptop had a memory card reader, I just transferred that all at the end of the day. And that is quite time consuming, but it was the only option I had really. It did take a couple of hours really to sort out the footage at the end of the day. One thing I would suggest is try to take a new hard drive. I took a 2-year-old hard drive with me, and though it didn't die on holiday, it did die when we got home, and I lost a ton of footage. Well, all of my Florida footage was gone. I did have a few days worth on my laptop, which hadn't gone on the hard drive, but the rest of it, gone. I looked into data recovery, but that can cost anywhere from $400 to $1,000. I was not prepared. As much as I want my Florida footage, I can't afford that, so I wasn't sure what I was going to do. One day though, I was sitting in front of my computer staring at the hard drive like, why? And I thought, I'm just going to plug it in. I plugged it in, and as a miracle, it powered up, it showed me all my files, and I was like, in panic mode, I grabbed everything off of that hard drive. All my Florida footage, grabbed it all, stuck it over to another one I'd bought. And that took 5 hours to transfer all that footage over. At the end of that 5 hours, we tried to get some other bits and bobs from other files over, but the hard drive was having none of it, and it died again. So I managed to get all my Florida stuff back, unbelievably. But just bear that in mind, if you've only got one backup whilst you're on holiday, just be careful. Maybe if you can take a laptop that can store all your hard drive, or like all the footage you can take. If you've got a laptop that has a large hard drive and you have a separate hard drive, at least you have it twice just in case something happens. That's just a warning for everyone, because I almost paid that price. I don't know how I got my footage back. Well, thank you very much for watching the video, and should you feel that I've missed out anything, my memory's not the best and I may have forgotten to put something in the video, so should you feel there are any questions you need to ask because I haven't covered it in this video, just put a comment below and I'll see if I can answer it for you as soon as possible. Because I know some of you are going on holiday very shortly. I am very jealous, I just want to put that out there. Very jealous because I really wish I could go back out there very soon. If any of you do film any vlogs, then make sure to send me a link over. I want to have a look at them. Thank you very much for sharing, subscribing, commenting, and if you like the video, like it, and I shall see you on the next video, which should be very shortly. There's another vlog coming up.